Look around you. Every skyscraper, every invention, every breakthrough you've ever admired, do you know what they all have in common? Someone decided it could be them. Now let me ask you a question. Why not you? How long have you been waiting for a sign, for the perfect time, for someone to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, worthy enough? Let me tell you something that might sting a little. That moment isn't coming because it's already inside you. You're not missing anything. You're not too late. You're not too small. You're just asleep. And today, we're going to wake that giant up. The greatest revolutions in history, the most powerful inventions, the boldest movements, all began with a single thought, a whisper in the mind, an idea that refused to stay silent. That's the raw power of thought. It is the birthplace of every dream, every success story, every transformation you've ever witnessed. And yet, how often do we underestimate it? How often do we let thoughts of fear, doubt, and limitation take the driver's seat of our lives? Everything you see around you once existed only in someone's imagination. The device you're watching this on, the clothes you're wearing, the car you dream of driving, each of them began as a single flicker in someone's mind. That flicker became a flame, and the flame grew into fire. That fire was fed daily by something deeper, something unshakable desire. Desire is not a wish. A wish is passive. A wish is weak. A wish is what people make when they blow out candles on a birthday cake. Desire, on the other hand, is powerful. It burns. It consumes. It keeps you up at night and wakes you up in the morning. It's the thing that refuses to be ignored. The thing that says, I don't care how long it takes. I'm not stopping until it's mine. The truth is, you are not limited by your abilities as much as you are by your thinking. The person who believes they can't and the person who believes they can are both usually right. Thought has the power to imprison you or to liberate you, and the difference between a prisoner and a free person isn't the world outside, it's the world inside. You see, thoughts is the seed, but desire is the sunlight. It's what makes the seed grow. Without desire, your thoughts are just air. They float away. But once a thought is wrapped in deep burning desire, it becomes a force of nature. It becomes a command to your subconscious. And your subconscious, it doesn't argue. It doesn't question. It just obeys. It starts finding ways to bring that desire into reality. Let me make this even clearer. Let's say you have a thought, I want to be financially free. That's a good start. But it won't take you anywhere on its own. Like saying you want to sail the ocean, but you haven't built a ship. You haven't packed supplies, and you haven't even decided which direction to go. Now add desire to that thought. Say it like this. I will become financially free, and I will do whatever it takes, for as long as it takes, because I refuse to live in lack. Now we're talking. That's not just a thought anymore. That's a mission. Desire gives thought direction. Desire turns a vague hope into a solid plan. When you desire something with intensity, your mind begins to focus. You start to notice things you've never noticed before, resources, connections, solutions. It's like tuning a radio. Suddenly your brain is locked onto the frequency of your goal. And this isn't magic. This isn't some mystical force. It's how the human mind is wired. Psychologists call it the reticular activating system, the part of your brain that filters the world for what matters to you. If you tell your mind that your desire is important, it starts looking for ways to make it happen, not because the world changed, but because you changed how you see the world. This is why people with a powerful desire can achieve things that look impossible to others. They don't stop when they're tired. They stop when they're done. Their thoughts are focused like a laser beam, and their desire fuels that beam every step of the way. They're not concerned with how long it takes. They're not worried about who's watching or what others think. They're driven by something internal, something so strong it drowns out the noise of fear, rejection, and failure. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who has made up their mind, the one who has thought deeply and desires fiercely, because that person is unstoppable. They don't wait for permission. They don't ask for applause. They move, they act, they create. They bend the world to fit their vision. Now, most people never tap into that power. They live in reaction, not creation. They wait for opportunities instead of creating them. They think small thoughts and carry weak desires, and then they wonder why nothing changes. But that's not you, because you're starting to feel it, that fire inside, that stirring in your chest that whispers, there's more for you, and there is much more. But you have to want it like your life depends on it. You have to think about it when you wake up and when you go to sleep. You have to let it shape your decisions, your habits, your identity. If you want real change, you don't need a miracle. You need a thought that refuses to die and a desire strong enough to back it up. That's the formula. That's how legacies are born. That's how a nobody becomes somebody. That's how average becomes legendary. It starts with you deciding what you want, not what others say you should want, not what the world expects from you, but what sets your soul on fire, what wakes you up and refuses to let you quit. That's your true desire. And once you know it, once you choose to hold it in your mind and burn it into your heart, the world around you will begin to shift. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't need every step mapped out. You just need one thing, a thought that won't leave you alone, and a desire that dares to believe it's possible. Because once those two meet, thought and desire, nothing will ever be the same again. To achieve anything of lasting value, you must first know exactly what you want. This is not about having a vague idea of success or hoping for the best. It is about having a clear, unshakable vision of your desired outcome. When you develop a definiteness of purpose, you are essentially charting the course of your life with a compass that never wavers, a map that guides you through every storm and every challenge. You are saying to yourself, this is where I am going, and nothing will stop me from getting there. Most people drift through life, uncertain of where they're headed or why they're even headed there. They wake up each day without a clear sense of direction, reacting to the world around them, instead of proactively creating their reality. They live their lives based on what happens to them, instead of what they've intentionally chosen to happen. This lack of definiteness of purpose is the single greatest cause of failure, frustration, and disappointment. You do not know where you are going. How can you ever expect to get there? Clarity of purpose is not just a luxury, it's a necessity. When you know exactly what you want, you can channel all your energy toward achieving it. Without that clarity, your energy gets scattered, your focus becomes diluted, and your efforts yield little to no results. Life becomes a series of random events rather than a calculated, deliberate journey toward your dream. When you decide on your purpose, you are telling your mind and the universe that you are no longer passive. You are taking control. You are defining the life you want and determining that you will settle for nothing less. This decision is powerful because it acts as a filter. When you have definiteness of purpose, everything in your life begins to align with that purpose. Your decisions, actions, relationships, and even your thoughts start working together to support your goal. You become a magnet for opportunities that match your vision. The human mind is incredibly powerful. It is constantly processing information, analyzing situations, and making decisions, even on a subconscious level. When you have a definiteness of purpose, your mind starts to work on your behalf, constantly seeking out ways to bring your desires into reality. It filters the noise of the world and only focuses on what is aligned with your goal. This is why so many successful people talk about the importance of having a clear purpose. When your mind is aligned with your goal, it becomes an unstoppable force that relentlessly works toward making that goal a reality. One of the key reasons why definiteness of purpose is so important is because it removes doubt and confusion. When you have a clear purpose, you do not waste time second-guessing yourself. You don't ask, should I do this or is this the right decision? You know deep down what you want, and every decision you make is made in the context of that purpose. Even when you encounter obstacles or setbacks, you don't waver because your purpose is clear and unwavering. Your goal becomes your compass, guiding you through challenges and setbacks, helping you keep moving forward when the going gets tough. It's also important to understand that having the fitness of purpose is not the same as being rigid or inflexible. While your purpose must be clear, the path to achieving it may not always be. You may face unexpected detours or challenges along the way. However, your purpose should remain constant. As long as you have a clear goal, you can adapt to the circumstances, modify your approach, and keep moving forward. It's about staying focused on the outcome while being open to how you get there. Another significant benefit of definiteness of purpose is that it helps you overcome fear and procrastination. So many people struggle with fear of failure or fear of taking the first step toward their goals. But when you know exactly what you want, fear becomes a distant memory. You no longer fear what might go wrong because you are focused on what will go right. Your desire to achieve your goal outweighs any fear of failure. Fear is a natural emotion, but it loses its power when you have a clear purpose that motivates you to keep going regardless of the obstacles that may arise. Procrastination is another enemy of success that definiteness of purpose helps defeat. When you have a clear and definite goal, you do not waste time waiting for the right moment or the perfect opportunity. You take immediate action. You understand that time is your most valuable resource, and you refuse to squander it. Every day becomes an opportunity to take steps toward your purpose. No matter how small, even the smallest action, taken consistently, builds momentum and gets you closer to your goal. The longer you delay, the further away your dreams get. Having a purpose gives you the urgency to take action now, not later. It's also essential to recognize that definiteness of purpose is what differentiates successful people from those who are still struggling to figure things out. Look at the most successful individuals in any field, whether it's business, sports, entertainment, or personal development, and you will see that they all share one thing in common. They knew exactly what they wanted, and they pursued it relentlessly. They did not wait for opportunities to come to them. They created their own opportunities. They did not let setbacks or failure stop them. They used those experiences as stepping stones to success. When you develop a definiteness of purpose, you tap into a well of energy and determination that you never knew you had. You stop living reactively, and you start living purposefully. You become the architect of your life, designing each day to bring you closer to your goal. Each decision becomes a deliberate step forward. Each action is taken with intention, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow. The power of definiteness of purpose is that it transforms you from a passive observer of life into an active creator of your destiny. So take a moment to reflect. What do you truly want? Not what others think you should want, not what society expects from you, but what you desire at the deepest level of your being. What is your purpose? Once you discover that, you will have the clarity and focus necessary to turn your dreams into reality. And when you are fully committed to your purpose, nothing will be able to stand in your way. Faith and belief in oneself are not just abstract concepts or lofty ideals that sound good in speeches. They are the very foundation upon which every significant achievement is built. The people who have risen above their circumstances, defied the odds, and accomplished what others thought was impossible have one thing in common. They have unwavering faith in themselves. It doesn't matter how many times they've fallen, how many doors have been slammed in their face, or how many people doubted them. They continue to believe in their own potential, in their ability to figure things out, and in their right to succeed. This belief is not just confidence. It is a deep, unshakable trust in the core of who they are and what they are capable of. To truly understand the power of faith and belief in oneself, it's important to realize that this belief is not something that is automatically given to you. It is something that you must cultivate, protect, and reinforce every single day. It's a muscle that you have to exercise. Too many people live their lives waiting for external validation, hoping that someone else will tell them they are good enough, capable enough, worthy enough. But the truth is, you cannot depend on others to give you the belief you need to succeed. It has to come from within. Faith in oneself is the understanding that you have what it takes to overcome any challenge, to face any adversity, and to achieve any goal you set for yourself. It is not about knowing all the answers or having everything figured out from the start. It is about trusting that no matter what happens, you will be able to find a way. This type of faith is born out of action. It is developed by consistently proving to yourself that you can do hard things. The more you take action, the more you push yourself out of your comfort zone, the more you will develop an inner confidence that will carry you through even the toughest times. But belief in oneself is not just a feeling, it's a mindset. It's about conditioning your mind to believe that you are capable of accomplishing what you set out to do. Your thoughts are incredibly powerful. What you think about yourself shapes how you act, how you react to obstacles, and how you respond to challenges. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not good enough, not smart enough, or not worthy of success, your actions will reflect that mindset. You will hold yourself back, sabotage your own progress, and make excuses for why you can't achieve your goals. However, when you believe that you are capable and you truly understand that you have the power to learn, grow, and adapt, you begin to take ownership of your life. You stop waiting for the perfect circumstances or the ideal time. You understand that every moment is an opportunity to move forward. You take action not because you are guaranteed to succeed, but because you know that failure is not the end. Failure is simply feedback. It is information that tells you what you need to adjust, learn, and improve. Believing in yourself also means understanding that you are worthy of success, that you deserve to reach your goals, and that no one else's opinion has the power to determine your potential. Many people struggle with feelings of unworthiness, as though they don't deserve the life they desire. They tell themselves stories about why success is for other people, not them. But when you believe in yourself, you refuse to accept those limiting beliefs. You recognize that you have the same opportunities as anyone else to create the life you want. You are deserving of success, and you have the ability to create it for yourself. This belief is especially important in the face of adversity. Every person who has ever achieved something significant has faced challenges, setbacks, and moments of doubt. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is not that successful people never face obstacles. It's that they continue to believe in themselves despite those obstacles. They refuse to let temporary setbacks define their permanent potential. They know that no obstacle is insurmountable and that every challenge is simply an opportunity to learn and grow. When you believe in yourself, you understand that failure is not something to fear. Failure is just a stepping stone on the way to success. Every time you fail, you learn something new, and that lesson brings you one step closer to your goal. Furthermore, belief in yourself fuels resilience. It gives you the strength to keep going when things get tough. Life will test you. There will be times when things don't go as planned, when the road seems long and uncertain, and when the world tells you to give up. But when you believe in yourself, you are able to tap into an inner reserve of strength that propels you forward. This is why people who have faith in themselves are often the most resilient individuals. They know that no matter how many times they fall, they will rise again. They are not afraid to keep going, to try again, to start over, because they believe that their persistence will pay off. In addition to resilience, belief in yourself also creates clarity and focus. When you trust in your ability to succeed, you are not distracted by the noise of others' opinions or the uncertainties of the future. You become laser-focused on your goal. You know what you want, and you are determined to do whatever it takes to make it happen. The belief in yourself helps you stay on course even when the path gets difficult. It acts as an anchor, keeping you grounded in your vision, even when everything around you is chaotic. The foundation of belief in yourself is built on self-awareness. You must know who you are, what your strengths are, and where you need to improve. Self-awareness allows you to be honest with yourself about your abilities and limitations, which is essential for growth. When you understand who you are and what you are capable of, you can approach challenges with a sense of confidence that is grounded in reality, not arrogance. You know your worth, and you know that you are constantly evolving. Ultimately, faith and belief in oneself are what separate those who achieve their dreams from those who merely wish for them. It is the driving force behind every accomplishment, every success, and every breakthrough. When you believe in yourself, you empower yourself to take control of your life, to face challenges head-on, and to overcome obstacles with grace and determination. It is the fuel that drives you to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey may seem. And with that belief, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Persistence is the unwavering commitment to continue moving forward, no matter the difficulties, challenges, or setbacks that come your way. It is the power to keep going when others give up, to continue pushing forward even when the path ahead seems uncertain or the rewards seem distant. Persistence is not just about hard work, it is about resilience and the mental strength to rise every time you fall. It is the belief that no matter how many times you are knocked down, you will always stand up again and keep fighting for what you believe in. When you combine persistence with the courage to overcome fear, you unlock an unstoppable force within you that can carry you through the toughest times. Fear, in its many forms, is one of the greatest obstacles to success. It can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in our comfort zones, preventing us from taking action, and discouraging us from pursuing our dreams. The fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown, these fears can hold us back, making us question whether we are capable or worthy of success. But the truth is, fear is an illusion. It is a product of our own minds, often exaggerated by our doubts and insecurity. Fear has no power over you unless you let it. The key to overcoming fear is not to eliminate it completely, but to take action in spite of it. The more you face your fears head-on and push through them, the less control they will have over you. One of the reasons fear is so powerful is that it often feeds on uncertainty. We fear what we don't know or what we can't control, but life, by its very nature, is full of uncertainty. The future is always unknown, and there is no way to predict what challenges or obstacles we may face. This is where persistence becomes crucial. When you are persistent, you make the choice to move forward regardless of the uncertainty. You decide that you will keep going, even if you don't have all the answers. You trust that you will figure it out as you go along, and that your determination will lead you to success. Fear often holds us back because we focus on the potential negative outcomes. We worry about what could go wrong, what people might think, or how we will feel if we fail. These worries, while natural, only serve to amplify fear and keep us paralyzed. But when you choose to persist in the face of fear, you shift your focus away from what might go wrong and instead focus on what could go right. You begin to see every obstacle as an opportunity to grow and learn. Every setback becomes a stepping stone, not a roadblock. This shift in mindset is the key to overcoming fear and developing the resilience needed to keep moving forward. Persistence requires an unwavering belief in yourself, in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. It is the ability to remain determined and committed even when the road is difficult and the outcome uncertain. It means continuing to show up day after day, even when the results are not immediate. It is easy to get discouraged when things don't happen quickly or when progress seems slow. But persistence is about trusting the process and understanding that results take time. The most successful people didn't get to where they are by quitting when things got tough. They kept going even when it seemed impossible. They understood that every challenge was a lesson, every failure was an opportunity to improve, and every day was another chance to get closer to their goal. Fear often arises when we are faced with the unknown. It is natural to feel anxious about taking risks or stepping outside of our comfort zone. But the truth is, Growth and success are never found in the safety of the familiar. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must be willing to step into the unknown and take risks. Persistence is what allows you to keep moving forward despite the fear of the unknown. It is what keeps you going when you don't have all the answers or when you are unsure of how things will turn out. The greatest achievements in history were not accomplished by people who played it safe. They were accomplished by those who took risks, faced their fears, and kept going no matter what. It's important to recognize that fear is a natural part of the human experience. Everyone feels fear at some point. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they respond to fear. Fear doesn't have to stop you. It can actually become a driving force. When you learn to embrace fear, to see it as a sign that you are pushing yourself beyond your limits, it loses its power. Fear then becomes a signal that you are on the right path, that you are moving towards something bigger and better. Persistence and fear work together to fuel your growth. Fear pushes you to be better, to rise higher, and to take action in spite of it. Persistence ensures that you don't stop, that you keep moving forward, even when fear tries to hold you back. Overcoming fear is not about waiting until you feel completely confident or ready. Confidence comes through action, not through waiting. The more you face your fears, the more confident you become in your ability to handle them. You begin to see that fear is not something to be feared. It is simply a signal that you are growing, learning, and stepping into your potential. When you persist in the face of fear, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. Every person who has ever achieved something remarkable has faced fear and doubt. They have experienced failure, disappointment, and uncertainty. But the difference is that they didn't let those fears stop them. They persisted, kept going, and ultimately succeeded because they were willing to face their fears and take action anyway. They understood that success does not come from avoiding fear. It comes from moving through fear with determination, resilience, and unwavering persistence. In the end, persistence is the key that unlocks the door to success. It is the driving force that keeps you moving forward even when things get tough. And when combined with the courage to face your fears head on, it creates a powerful momentum that propels you toward your goals. Fear may try to hold you back, but persistence will carry you forward. And with persistence, you will find that no challenge is insurmountable. No goal is too far out of reach. When you learn to persist in the face of fear, you unlock the true potential within yourself and create a future that is shaped by your courage, resilience, and determination. A mastermind alliance is one of the most powerful concepts for success. It is not just a group of people coming together for the sake of collaboration, but a strategic partnership formed with a shared purpose and vision. The mastermind alliance is rooted in the idea that when like-minded individuals combine their knowledge, experience, and resources, the result is exponentially more powerful than what any one person can achieve alone. It's the belief that two or more minds working together on a common goal can create a force far greater than the sum of its parts. The mastermind concept isn't simply about pooling resources. It's about creating a synergy that pushes everyone involved toward greater success. When individuals unite with a common vision, they bring their unique skills, talents, and insights to the table. These different perspectives spark creativity, open up new possibilities, and inspire fresh ideas. The Mastermind Alliance becomes a breeding ground for innovation and problem solving, where challenges are tackled together and solutions are found through collaboration. But while the Mastermind Alliance can be a tremendous force for success, it's important to understand that collaboration alone isn't enough. It's not just about sitting in a room together and brainstorming ideas. It's about taking action. And this is where many people fall short. They understand the power of collaboration, but they fail to put the plans into action. Ideas are worthless without execution. A mastermind alliance can only thrive when everyone involved is committed to turning thoughts into deeds, taking steps toward progress, and following through on the collective vision. Taking action is what separates those who succeed from those who merely dream. You can have the best ideas, the strongest alliances, and the most powerful plans in the world, but if you fail to take action, none of it will matter. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It's the key that unlocks the doors of opportunity and creates momentum toward your goals. In the context of a mastermind alliance, taking action means not just contributing ideas, but also following through on your commitments, holding yourself accountable, and doing what needs to be done to achieve the collective vision. Action creates momentum. The more action you take, the more progress you make. Even if that action isn't perfect or flawless, the important thing is that you are moving forward. Perfection is not the goal. Progress is. By taking consistent action, you begin to build the habits, discipline, and momentum that will carry you toward success. In a mastermind alliance, each member's action reinforces the collective movement toward the goal. As each individual takes action, the entire group moves closer to its shared objectives. This creates a dynamic cycle where progress begets more progress. However, taking action within a mastermind alliance also means holding yourself accountable. Accountability is critical because it ensures that everyone is staying on track and moving toward the shared vision. When people are working together toward a common goal, it's easy to lose focus or get distracted. But when there is accountability, there is a system of checks and balances that helps each member stay committed to the work that needs to be done. It also creates a sense of responsibility, not just to the group, but to the goal itself. The success of the mastermind is not just about individual gain, but about the collective progress and the success of everyone involved. Moreover, the action within a mastermind alliance is not limited to just the planning and strategy stages. It must also extend to the execution of those strategies. In any mastermind group, ideas are generated, plans are formed, and paths are outlined. But it is only through taking decisive, consistent action that the plans are brought to life. Each member must be willing to put in the work and follow through on the task they are responsible for. Without execution, even the best ideas will remain just that, ideas. The power of the Mastermind Alliance lies in the collective action of all its members, pushing toward a shared goal and constantly moving forward no matter what obstacles arise. Taking action also means being willing to step outside of your comfort zone. The greatest achievements often require you to take risks, try new things, and challenge the status quo. Within a mastermind alliance, you have the support and encouragement of others, which can make it easier to take those risks. You know that you are not alone and that you have people who will support you through the challenges. This sense of camaraderie and mutual respect makes it easier to step out of your comfort zone and take the bold actions needed to achieve your goal. At times, action can feel overwhelming. There are always many tasks to accomplish, challenges to face, and obstacles to overcome. But the key is to stay focused on the bigger picture and take action one step at a time. In a mastermind alliance, this focus is shared by the entire group, creating a sense of unity and determination that keeps everyone moving forward even during difficult times. By breaking down large tasks into smaller, manageable steps, the group can maintain momentum and ensure that no one feels overwhelmed. Ultimately, the success of any mastermind alliance is rooted in the collective willingness of its members to take action. It is not enough to sit around and talk about ideas. The true power of collaboration lies in the commitment to execution. When everyone involved is dedicated to taking action, the alliance becomes an unstoppable force capable of achieving incredible things. Taking action is the catalyst that turns dreams into reality, ideas into results, and plans into accomplishment. In a mastermind alliance, the combination of collaboration and action creates an energy and drive that propels everyone toward success, making the impossible seem within reach and the improbable become inevitable. The power of the mastermind is not in the alliance itself, but in the ability to turn vision into reality through persistent action. It's the belief that together with the right plan and the right execution, anything is possible. Each action taken, no matter how small, brings the group closer to its shared vision. And with every step, the alliance grows stronger, more focused, and more determined to succeed. This commitment to action, when combined with the support of a powerful mastermind group, has the potential to transform your goals and dreams into tangible results, leaving a legacy of success and accomplishment. As you reflect on the journey ahead, remember this: the key to unlocking your potential and achieving greatness lies not in your dreams alone, but in the actions you take. It's the consistent, determined steps you choose to make every single day that shape your destiny. Surround yourself with those who push you forward, those who share your vision, your drive, and your passion. A mastermind alliance can amplify your efforts, but only if you take ownership of your own actions, decisions, and results. Fear, doubt, and uncertainty will always try to hold you back, but persistence, faith, and taking deliberate action will break through every barrier. You possess the ability to create the life you desire, and through collaboration and unyielding commitment, your goals will become a reality. So ask yourself, why not you? Why not now? The power is in your hand. The time is now to start taking action. Your future is waiting for you to step into it with courage, clarity, and unrelenting drive.